Hey friends, welcome back to another reading vlog. I'm so excited about this book, you guys. So I'm still reading The Maid by Anita Prose, and I really like it so much. I just got done filming my TBR video for end of this month and December, so if I look exactly the same as my last video, that's why. So anyway, yeah, The Maid is just so good. I love it. I just love it. I love the way it's written. I have to clarify. So in my last video, well, not my last video because I guess I posted the TBR since then. The video before that of my Daisy Darker read, which, by the way, ouch. I had mentioned I read the first chapter and how Molly was kind of like, she just found a dead body and then she was just kind of like, well, I need to like clean my other rooms. Like I'm sitting here waiting to be interviewed by the police, but I have a job to do. And I'm like, so I'm like, okay, either you did it and like that's why you don't have any feelings about this, or you have like something else going on entirely that's not related. And I think that's the case. I think that's why I love this book so much, is because it's such a unique perspective. It hasn't been said straight up, but it seems to me that Molly's on the spectrum. And I had a few other people tell me that too when I was reading this. I had two other people that was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that she's autistic. And so that just makes everything click a lot more. But the way that she talks, like her actions, the way she thinks about things, how she doesn't catch on to like social cues and stuff like that, it makes a lot more sense. And I just love it. I love this perspective so much. I didn't even realize really, and I guess that's kind of how it is, but you don't realize that there's like a lack of different kinds of perspectives until you come across it. And I just love this so much. It's so good. Oh, hello. He's so cute. Look at his ears. My husband actually used to tutor at a special needs school, so I feel like he might actually really like this. He was studying children's psychology for a while because he wanted to do that full time. He wanted to work with autistic children and like understand how their mind works and how best to communicate and connect with them. I could never do that. Oh my gosh, I am way too emotional. I would cry all the time. It's so interesting to me the way that her mind works and everything, and I just love it so much. And she's so sweet and I just want to be her friend. And it just makes me so happy. She loves what she does, and I think that is so beautiful. And like honestly, there's nothing wrong with lower class jobs, however people say them. I don't think that's a thing in my opinion. If you're making $1 million a year being a CEO, that's great. That doesn't make you any better than a maid in a hotel. But yeah, so I'll like read this and she's talking about how she needs to clean this, this, and this, or like she walks into a place and she notices that this, and this is out of order, like this is dirty, and I'm like, I need to go clean something. I need to go clean my bathroom. Oh my gosh, you're right. Like I need to go clean this now that you mention it. And so it's very like motivating, but also very distracting because I keep wanting to get up and clean stuff in my house. He's so cute. But anyway, so how far am I? I'm on page 132. Oh, on this page I have highlighted, you can't punch a thought, or if you can, it does little to change reality. This was one of my favorite quotes. It's so simple. If you're going to do something, do it right. This is probably weird, but I'm one of those people that like, I take everything I read very seriously in a sense of like being inspired by it. And this book is just very inspiring to me. Clean home, a clean body, and clean company. Amen, Granny. Oh, I loved this. She believed in the 3 E's: etiquette, elocution, I think that's how you say it, and erudition. She believed in politeness and treating people with respect. It's not your station in life that matters, it's how you conduct yourself that counts. It's exactly what I was just saying. This book is just really making me want to be better and more put together and more like elegant and have etiquette and knowledge and just all the things. Oh my gosh, Wilbur and Rodney. Man, oh man, I've never wanted to punch a character so bad in my life. Lily from Daisy Darker was a close second, but whew. All that to say, I'm really enjoying this book a lot so far. It's so cute and cozy, and I love the perspective and the representation. It's kind of interesting how it's showing the people around her who are kind of taking advantage almost of that, and it's infuriating, but at the same time it's kind of beautiful that Molly can recognize that, and she's like, I'm not gonna let her push my buttons. 5 stars already so far, even though I'm almost halfway through. I'm really liking this. So I am going to actually finish editing my TBR video. I have it pulled up on my laptop next to my cutie boy, and then I'm gonna read and update you guys in a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, the lighting is so bad. There's a red cardinal on the bird feeder. Look how cute he is. Oh, I wish the feeder would turn around so we can see him better. You're not going out there. Oh. You're not going out there. I'm sorry, bud. I see cardinals out there every once in a while, and every time I do, I go walk up to the door, and then these two crazies run up and scare it off, so I don't even get to look at it, so that was kind of nice. Can you not, like, destroy anything for a minute? Thank you. I got lipstick on his face because I was kissing him because he's just so cute. You're just so cute. You're just so handsome. Oh, you stink. Okay. There's this man, Mr. Preston. He's like the doorman at the Regency, which is the hotel that Molly works at. And he is just so precious and sweet and kind to her and makes her feel seen and loved and valued and appreciated and respected. And I just love him so much. And if he ends up being the bad guy, like, I'm going to be devastated. I don't think he's going to be, but if he is, I'm going to be just, oh my gosh, I'll be devastated, so sad. There was this work meeting that they were at that Mr. Snow, the owner of the hotel or the manager or whatever, he was giving like, you know, like those employee monthly growth talks or annual, whatever, I don't know. But they're at one of them and he's like encouraging everybody or really kind of like demanding like do better, be better, clean better, yada yada yada. And Molly of course takes her job very seriously, and so when he was, well, she thought he was done, she just like stood up like in the middle of this meeting where everybody's sitting, and she was like, I didn't know what to do, so I just continued to stand there until he was done. And then she heard people around her talking about her. I just want to hug Molly so bad, and this part made me tear up because Mr. Preston comes up to her and he's like, Molly, are you quite all right? And he was like, it wasn't about you. And she was like, what? And he's like, I'm so emotional. Oh my gosh. What Mr. Snow was saying about how this hotel might not be so squeaky clean, how some employees skim off the top, that wasn't about you, Molly. There are things happening in this hotel, things I don't fully understand, but you don't have to worry about that. Everyone knows you do your best every day. And she responded, said, but they don't respect me. I don't think my coworkers like me at all. And he sighed and said, I respect you and I like you very much. He's just so kind and good to her when she feels like so alone and disliked. And I don't know, maybe that's like me relating to that, because it's just so important to have like that person in your life when you feel so alone and disliked, and then there's that one person that's like, I see you and I value you. And it just makes me so emotional. I don't know, for some reason that part just really stuck out to me. I hope I can be that person for somebody, you know, and I hope every single one of us tries hard to be that person for somebody. I'm such a sap. I'm such a flippin' sap. Like I said, if he ends up being like the bad guy, I'm gonna be so upset. And again, I want to like clean. After Mr. Snow's speech about like cleaning and being a bee in the hive, I'm like, yeah. So I washed my sheets. I think I'm gonna take a minute, take my makeup off, rein myself in really quick, and then I'll read a little bit more. You're so weird. Filming the last 5 minutes when I felt my heart drop out of my butt. My jaw definitely dropped a few times reading this last part. I'm on 168 because again I haven't been reading because I got on Instagram. So chapter 15, and I'm so upset. I'm so upset at how mean people are to her. not even real. You're not even real. Okay, so I'm on chapter 17 now. Hi, sweet boy. Oh my gosh, I freaking love Molly. She's so like sharp. She has a very good filter, but at the same time she says unfiltered things in a filtered kind of way. And I love it. I am a like kill him with kindness kind of a person, and that's the way that she speaks, whether it's intended or not. It's still just so good. Oh, I love it so much. So like she's getting interviewed by this detective, right? Because now they're like thinking Molly might have something to do with what happened to the guy that was murdered. This detective is like really rude and clearly not catching on that like Molly doesn't have the best like social skills, and like Molly's getting like really nervous, and the things Molly's saying is just so funny. You know, like how detectives oftentimes they'll talk to a suspect as if they are guilty, like we will find what you did, even though they're not like 100% certain. The detective saying this, and she was like, one thing I've learned in my business is that you can hide dirt for a while, but at some point it all comes to the surface. Do you understand? And Molly says, you're asking me if I understand dirt? And then it just says smudges on doorknobs, shoe prints on floors, dust rings on tabletops, Mr. Black dead in his bed. Yes, detective. I understand dirt better than most. That's so funny to me, because like she's a maid, but like that's not what the detective meant, but at the same time like I feel like she means both, because I mean realistically she does know a lot about like the dirt on people because she cleans up their mess every single day. So like she knows if somebody's having an affair, she knows. If somebody's doing drugs in their hotel room, she knows. If somebody, you know what I mean? Like she knows the dirt, but then she also knows dirt in the sense of like cleaning too, because she's a maid. So anyway, that's kind of funny. I'm excited. Things are getting a little bit more heated here now that we're getting into the more like legal part of it. I'm so excited. I hope this freaking detective just gets like hammered with truth again, because that was just really satisfying. Hey guys. It is the next day. I am almost done with work and I read all the way to page 206. I didn't get to read all night last night because my brother stopped over, which tends to happen a lot just at the start of chapter 20, and I will have all night to read, so I plan on finishing this tonight. But yeah, this is just so good. I love that she's making a lot of comparisons to the old show Columbo. I think Columbo was either from the 70s or 80s. Steve and I actually used to watch it all the time. Columbo is basically just like a detective show, Detective Columbo, and he would solve cases and was just so good at it. And she's like drawing a lot of stuff from Columbo to try to like put the pieces together. I know I've said it before, but this has just such an interesting perspective because of Molly's mindset. It's kind of interesting that like as the reader, typically the reader, like we're picking up on all of these dots that are like, okay, these people are bad, like they're breaking the law, they're doing all this crime. Whereas to Molly, she sees the best in everybody and she's not really picking up on it. The whole story is like us seeing Molly connect the dots. Towards chapter like 18 and 19 is when she like kind of starts to put it all together, like, oh, that's what was happening, or like that's what that person was doing. And it's really cool to like see her learn like different social cues, and she says it all the time too, like, oh, I've learned that like this smile means that, or like this means that. And it's just so cool to see that perspective from somebody who's, as they said in the book, somebody who's different. And I just think it's just really cool. I'm just really enjoying the whole concept of just basically just seeing it come together for Molly. And we're picking up on things too, like obviously we haven't quite yet figured out who killed Mr. Black, so we'll be able to like figure that out with Molly. Overall, I'm loving Molly so much. I want to be her friend. And I think she's just so cute and so sweet. And Mr. Preston is just... In my last reading vlog, I had said that like I picture actors every time I read a book that play like certain roles. For Mr. Preston, I've been imagining the guy that plays Vern from Virgin River. If you've never seen it, it's a pretty decent show. But the actor who plays Vern is just like Mr. Preston in my head. And I don't know his name. Oh, you can't really see that well because of the reflection outside. But that's why I'm imagining as Mr. Preston, the doorman, who's like, he's almost kind of like Molly's adoptive father in a way. Like he just like looks out for her and is just like so sweet. And I just adore him so much. I just... I'll be able to finish the book tonight, and then I'll be able to pick up one of the fantasies. Ooh, I'm hoping that I can like stick with it. I have never read fantasy as an adult before, so I'm hoping that it's still like enticing like it was to me when I was younger. So yes, I will see you guys in just a second when I'm off work and I can finish The Maid. Hello. So my eyes might be red and puffy because I was just crying. So I just watched a Lifetime movie my last hour and a half of work. It was one of my favorites back in like high school, I think is when I first saw it, and it's on Hulu. I was trying to find something to watch my last hour of work and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this in forever. But if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend. Oh my goodness. It's called The Pregnancy Project and it has Alexa Vega in it. It's about a girl in high school. For her senior project, she pretends to be pregnant for the last like 9 months of high school. It is just so good. It ends up becoming about stereotypes and how people treat you differently when you're pregnant as a teenager. It just gets all up in my feels. It doesn't encourage teenage pregnancy, of course. I don't think that that should necessarily be encouraged, but it does happen, and I think it's really important to learn about the stereotypes that come with that, the things that teenage mothers have to go through, the support that they need. I do not, of course, have experience in that, but my mother was a teenage pregnancy. She got pregnant with me when she was 16, and she had to go through all of that. Mind you, I feel like it's probably almost harder nowadays with like social media. It's really interesting because at one point she was like, I knew that I would like hear rude and mean things from like my classmates, but I didn't expect like to hear it from my teachers. What a waste of a life, like you threw your life away, like you're not going to college now, like you might as well get in line for welfare now, and just like all of the most horrible things from both students and teachers. And I just think that's just so sad. Just because a girl gets pregnant in high school or as a teen doesn't mean that she's not going to have a future. It's just amazing to me how people just automatically take the negative when a woman gets pregnant. And my mom, like I said, she was 16 when she got pregnant with me, and she still graduated high school. She still went to college. She became a lab technician and worked in hospitals, and she ended up doing a lot more. She has a lot of talent and a lot of strength. I don't know how she did it, being a single mom for many years growing up. So I was definitely crying at the end because she gives her senior project presentation in front of the whole school at the end of the movie. It was very satisfying to see the reactions of people, like the teachers who were like awful to her about it, and then like the students who said really horrible things. It was like watching them immediately regret all of their words. Words are important. Words are powerful. Be careful with your words. They matter. And it's actually based on a true story too, so that was kind of interesting. Okay, so back to the bookish things. So yes, chapter 20 on The Maid. So I think I'm just gonna go sit in my living room, put on some ambiance on my laptop, finish this puppy.
Train ride just to see you, ride for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you, 'cause you're my home away from away from home, away from being alone. I did the same just for you. You don't know how much I love you, 'cause you're my home away from away from away from being alone.
Finished The Maid. I think this might be one of my new favorite books. I loved it so much. Oh, this was so good. I mean, there was definitely one part, and if you've read it, you know that I was kind of like, Well, didn't see that coming. That was kind of disturbing, but all right. 5 out of 5 stars for sure. I know I've said it 1.5 million times, but I love Molly. I love the way she talks, the way she is, the way she acts, the way she does her job, the way she treats people. She's just so good and kind and loving and caring, and she inspires me. Like, she is one of those characters in a book that I'm like, wow, I need to get my act together. I need to be better. I need to do everything better. I need to clean my house better. I need to talk nicer. I need to be more eloquent. I need to text better. Like, everything. I'm like, wow, I need to grow up. The characters were fantastic. I still adore Mr. Preston. When I was crying, it was the part about Mr. Preston's past and how he was sharing his story. And then, oh my, please don't knock over the camera. It was very expensive. And when Juan Manuel was talking about his life, oh my gosh, Oakley just came out of my bedroom and it sounded like a person stomping, and I almost just had a heart attack. Oh. If you did not read the epilogue, then you don't know the whole story. That gives the whole thing. Like, if you haven't read that, you haven't truly heard this entire story. So make sure that you read that before you close the book. So yeah, overall, I think the story was very unique. The concept was unique. It was very well written, very well done. The characters all had great depth to them. I wish there would have been a little bit more in regards to the physical description. Like I said, I kind of assigned like actors in my head that like best kind of fit a little bit of their description. World building, obviously more so like environment building, was pretty decent. It was kind of hard to imagine like the hotel itself, but I feel like nothing else was really set up. Like, it was kind of hard to imagine like the room and her apartment and stuff. Other than that, it was fantastic. 5 out of 5. It was great and I loved it so much. Anyway, that is all for this reading vlog. I'm so happy that I read that book. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching another reading vlog of mine. Hello, handsome. Thanks so much, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!